nice game. And then they also had number 21 back there as they were warming up, Cal Warnemont.
He was in that game.
And
they got a lot returning.
So, yeah, they were a very young team last year. So they have a lot of weapons back. And, and they put 28 up on the board last year? 29. So, they're probably going to be very, very a great test for the Mohawk defense tonight.
Actually, it was 26-9.
26-9, okay.
But still, we go through Mohawk. Obviously, you don't want to dwell on last year too much, but a 4-6 team. Looking forward to this with Coach Daniel. How do they move forward from that? Because we're not used to Mohawk being at 4-6.
Oh, exactly.
We're close to the national anthem here as well.
Yeah, and I'm sure they did a lot of things in the offseason to get through that, to remind them in the offseason, but now moving on.
All right, so we're going to take a quick timeout for the national anthem. When we come back, we'll have more pregame here on WBCO and the OH Report.
Are you ready for the comeback?
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, it just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Diary for this pregame show, along with the OH Report as well, so you can watch conveniently, you can listen conveniently, whatever you want to do. We're here for you and bringing you this first Thursday night game of the week. We talked a little bit about Mohawk right before that national anthem, and them being 4-6 last year, but kind of a down year. But they also lose one of their main guys last year in Zayden Fry. So how do they continue the build here up for this year?
Well, the good thing is they lost a main weapon on offense, but they also returned some guys, and they returned a quarterback, Ben Bogner, and
that's the main piece.
So everything is so quarterback centric now that when you return your quarterback and a good one, I believe he was a second team all-league quarterback. So he's back. So obviously they're going to depend on him to do a lot of things, both in the passing game and the running game. But they also return a couple running backs, and so and Braden Mulholland and Elias, and I'm about to destroy his last name, but Mega Louse, I believe it is. Magallanes. And so they return those guys. So, they're going to have a lot of different guys step up. and get the job done. But yeah, it looks like this could be a really nice offensive night and maybe a little bit of a shootout. But of course, it's an opener, so it's always going to come down to the same things: who makes the fewest mistakes, who adjusts to it being their opener and gets settled down and play football like they're used to playing.
All right, for Calvert, Jacob Rombach last year, 107 carries, 634 yards, 8 touchdowns. He played a big key out of the backfield as well with 17 catches on 278 yards and 4 touchdowns on the receiving end. He played a huge part, as I mentioned earlier, in this game last year with 2 touchdowns and 125 yards on the ground as well. So he's going to be the guy here, I think, coming out for Calvert. And they also returned their quarterback and Harry Schultz, Billy Klaus, a receiver as well. So how do you kind of contain these guys? But Jacob Rombach's going to be the key here for Mohawk to key in on.
It'll really be interesting to see how they get him the ball. When they warmed up, he was in the slot a lot. And so, obviously he caught some balls last year, and he's a good receiver, but so maybe look to him running a lot of sweeps, jet sweeps and different things like that, and carrying the ball that way. And then, because they also had Cal Warnemont back there, looked like he was also going to carry the ball as the regular running back. But, they may also switch him back and forth and do some things. But they're going to have to just get a lot of hats. Mohawk going to have to get a lot of hats for this football and really do a great job of pursuit. And they did a lot of pursuit drills and things as they warmed up tonight. So I'm sure that's what Coach Dan's been preparing them all summer for.
A huge key in this game last year, Mohawk had 3 turnovers, one of those coming with their backs against their own goal line at the 1-yard line. And it wasn't a sloppy field last year because they played in Tiffin, and it was a beautiful sunny day. But today with that rain a little bit, obviously it might be a little bit harder to control the football and not turn it over. But can Mohawk kind of take those keys away, or those turnovers away, and try to stay in this game? They were leading this game 3-0 last year, a year ago, and that's when Calvert took over. They hit a field goal at the end of the first half, and that was Mohawk 3, Calvert nothing after the first half, and then, Mohawk leading Calvert, and then Calvert took over.
Well, the nice thing is, with it being the opening game, the field's in really good shape. So the field could probably handle a little bit of rain, and it rained steadily at times, but at least it didn't pour. And so the field's it looks like it's in really good shape. So footing might not be a problem, but again, you always worry as a coach, and you're early in the season, but especially in the opener, about turnovers. And so, as it is in most games, usually the team that commits the most turnovers loses the game. But so both teams I'm sure will be doing all they can to take care of the ball, and but it's always an emphasis. It's always a key to victory is taking care of the football.
Calvert's going to receive this football to start this game. Just about a minute till kickoff, at least on the clock. Calvert looking to establish that balance. We talk about the run pass and control the tempo. I mean, we control the tempo here against Mohawk, and they might be in for a great night. And obviously Mohawk, they kind of last year they missed that playoff by 1 spot, so they may come out a little bit hungry here in this game. It is their home opener. So looking at Mohawk, they want to take control of the home field advantage. Being a Thursday night, kind of different, but the crowd's going to be into it, and then they need to stop the run. Rombach ran all over them last year, so that's going to be key for them as well.
Well, and it's going to be how well they can stop the run and how they got to go about doing it.
Or maybe they don't stop it completely, but at least control it.
If suddenly they have to put 7 guys, 8 guys in a box to stop it, it looks like Schultz is more than capable of throwing the ball, and he's got multiple receivers back from a year ago, so he's got plenty of weapons. So if all of a sudden they're creeping up and bringing more guys up in the box and doing things to try to stop the run, they could give up the big play. And I'm sure that's what again they've talked about. Don't give up big plays. Don't give up big plays. But you got to find a way to stop the run without giving up big plays, and that could be the dilemma that Mohawk finds themselves in tonight.
All right, here we are. A little bit chillier than normal here on the opening night, just because of the rain. Maybe next week might be a little bit different, so maybe cramps won't play a factor here tonight.
Well, I hope not.
12 minutes on the clock.
I didn't bring my Amish stuff with me tonight, so I can't run it down to the field to try to help anyone with their cramps.
Rombach along with Billy Klaus back there here for the Senecas. They are in the away white uniforms, white pants, the royal blue helmets. Kickoff is low, and it gets past Klaus, and he did not touch it. So goes into the end zone for a touchback here to start this game. And I mentioned Calvert coming out with Harry Schultz as quarterback. And they have a lot returning here for Calvert. They made the playoffs, but they ran into Lima Central Catholic in the playoffs, losing 41-14. So they have a little bit of a bad taste in their mouth as well. They ended the season, regular season, with 6-4. And then with that loss, 6-5.
In the last few years, Lima Central Catholic has left a lot of teams with a bad taste in their mouth.
Yes. So Schultz in the gun. Running back right to his right, and they're only going to get a couple of yards here on the carry. That line was steady there. Rombach with the carry for Calvert, and he picked up about 4 yards. Maybe fell forward a little bit there, kind of gained some momentum.
Yeah, it was just a basic read play. Stretch read out of the gun. They're going 2 by 2. It looks like all the way. Oh, now they got 2 setbacks back there, and so it's probably usually a run formation.
So Schultz in the backfield. He's going to hand it off again, and this time working his way towards the right side across the 30 is Rombach. I think it was Warneman on that first run. And there,
the first down for Tiffin Calvert.
Get across that 30-yard line. They started on the 20, so a little bit of a maybe 7-yard pickup there for Rombach, as he's to the right now of Schultz. Ornament to the left. They go 2 wide receivers wide to the left, one here towards the bottom of the screen. Schultz hands it, and this will be Warneman working his way across the 35 and then spun down.
Yeah, they just ran a nice little trap play, got a good pull by the guard, and Warneman looks like a very good back as well. So, they're kind of a two-headed monster right now.
They talked about stopping the run, but can they contain it? Here's the question. Kind of maybe a bend, but don't break. Now the sun's starting to peek off here in the west.
During the warm-ups, they didn't show much of this two-back look, but it's been everything but the first play.
Schultz is going to throw for the first time. He's a lefty. He chucks it down the right hash, and it is caught by Billy Klaus at the 35. He jumped over 2 Mohawk defenders. Right there, defensively, was Caleb Bish right in front of him. Had an opportunity to pick that ball off, but Billy Klaus makes one heck of a play.
Yeah, there were 2 guys there. He just ran a post pattern, and it was a nice throw by Schultz getting it over the top, but good recovery by the DB from Mohawk, but it landed directly in his breadbasket, so it was hard for him to drop it, even though he was well covered. But great catch by Klaus, and another first down for Tiffin Calvert.
So Schultz in the gun. Now it'll be Warneman taking the feed off the right tackle and just burst right through that line of scrimmage across the 25 before he's chopped down at the 24-yard line. And another Calvert first down, and they're really working the ball hard here on this first drive.
Well, interesting, for a spread team like Calvert is, that they're also, not someone, they huddle all the time. A lot of times anymore we see all these spread teams that don't huddle at all, but they huddle and take their time and are, in a really nice tempo right now.
Two setbacks again here behind
Another trap.
Schultz in the shotgun and upended this time, but not before he picks up another 5-6 yards. Is Rombach and Bish again there on the tackle.
Yeah, they just ran, another trap play. They're pulling their guards around and, and running right behind him, doing a great job of reading. And these two backs, very patient and, wait for things to happen in front of them and then a big burst. And they're moving the ball really well right now.
John Schumacher split out wide to the left. He played a key role as well last year for Calvert. Klaus to the right. They'll hand it off. Rombach trying to bounce it outside. Mohawk holding the edge, and they knock him out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage, and that's going to be at least a 5-6 yard loss. Mohawk kept the edge that time, and Rombach had nowhere to go.
Well, they also got really good penetration on the left side of Calvert's offense. First time Calvert tried to go wide, and very little success there, so we may not see the sweep much the rest of the game because their inside game was going really well.
So 3rd down and 10 here for Calvert. They have to get the ball to that 15-yard line for a first down. Again, Schultz in a gun. Fakes the handoff to Ornament to go screen pass out on the wide receiver screen. And it's dropped by Billy Klaus. And that'll bring up 4th down. And obviously it looks like 4-down territory here. I don't think you're going to punt from the Mohawk 25-yard line. So they had a chance to gain a few yards there, but dropping the ball.
Well, they were just trying to set up, a breakout screen, jailbreak screen, knife, whatever it's called for them. It's just a wide receiver screen. Had some guys out in front of him, had some room if you didn't drop the ball.
All right, so Schultz in the gun, trips to the right here for Calvert. Looking that way towards the right, now rolls towards the left. He has room to run down that sideline, but chasing him down was Magallanes, and then he pushes forward. He may have gotten close to that first down. He's right near the marker.
I think he's short the way they're spotting.
Yep, he must have ran out of bounds just a couple yards shy. Elias Magallanes with the stop.
It looked like he had a lot of room. All the receivers were heading to his right, and the left side of the field just opened all up for him. But great job by Mohawk getting great pursuit to him and getting him right before, holding him a yard short of the first down.
Yeah, ball's at the 16. So, they had him stopped for maybe a gain of 2 on that, and then he kind of just slipped through the tackle and fell forward close to the first down. So a turnover on downs, and here's Bogner. He's going to just do QB draw all the way. Finds a seam up over the 20-yard line and tripped down at the 25 is Bogner. So you see kind of the game plan here for Mohawk. They're going to use Bogner's legs as well.
Yeah, they just emptied the backfield and had all kinds of guys to Bogner's right, and that's where he carried the ball on the sweep. A lot of room, 8-yard gain on first down.
Put a running back right next to him. They'll throw out towards the right in the slot on the wide receiver screen, and falling forward for the first down up to the 30-yard line for Mohawk is Kane Heyman. And Heyman, a junior, and obviously that's a familiar name around here. 5'11", and he is also a letter winner here for Mohawk.
So he's a returning starter as a receiver, and broke a tackle. It didn't look like he was going to get the first down, but he broke a tackle, gained 5 yards. Just keeps the sticks moving.
Bogner in the gun, empty set here. 2 wide receivers towards the left. He's going to roll that way, and he throws it out wide, and it is caught by Caleb Bish, who turns it upfield down that left sideline, gets to the 40-yard line, and picks up another Warriors first down. So mixing the run, and they're also getting the ball out quickly here for Mohawk, and not allowing those defensive linemen to cut inside here for Calvert.
Yeah, that time they just ran a guy deep and then ran Bish on an outcut, and wide open, easy pitch and catch, completion, another first down.
Bogner again. He's standing at his own 35, and they're going to a little inside reverse, and upended is Braylon Mulholland.
Mulholland with the carry
More of a, he plays defensive line, but he's also a running back as well. I kind of almost would maybe say a fullback kind of style.
Yeah, he tried to get a little misdirection that time. Bogner he was looking like he was going to roll to the right, and then Mulholland came from the left side and took like a little shuffle pass. I don't know. I'm going to count it as a run now.
I think it was. I
can't stand the shuffle pass completion. I count it as a run.
Bogner in the gun. Rolls out towards the right. He's looking that way, and he finds another receiver. Again, it is Caleb Bish turning it upfield into Calvert territory to the 46, and that's where he gets before he's knocked out of bounds. So Mohawk, a couple of first downs here to start their first drive after holding firm on that turnover on downs by Calvert.
Right now, Bogner looking very sharp, very poised in the pocket, and boy, delivering the ball on time, and he's putting it right on their hands every time.
Mulholland goes towards the right here of Bogner. Bogner, QB draw all the way, and right there to stuff it on the inside. Off the edge was Carter Wolf here for Calvert. And you can see him here on the OH.REPORT replay. He was in the backfield before that play even got started.
Yeah, they snuffed that out really quick. He didn't have much room at all. I thought maybe he was going to try to run wide again, but it was just an ISO play inside with the other back leading the way, and great penetration by the Calvert defense.
The two wide receivers here towards the left. As Bogner standing at the 50, flag on the play. He's going to run it himself after faking the handoff towards the right side of the line, close to the 40-yard line before he's finally dragged down. Klaus in there along with Wolf. And I would say here with an illegal formation or motion, yes.
Illegal procedure against the Warriors.
Wide receivers move a little early. A well-designed play. They're trying to run a quarterback counter, so he faked the ball to the back, and then they pulled both the left guard and left tackle, and he had plenty of room to run. Unfortunately, they were in, I think one of those left. I think the tackle tried to pull a little too soon.
Second down and 15 with 4:28 to play here first quarter. Scoreless game so far. And now the Warriors with a little bit to go before they can pick up a first down. Bogner rolls towards the left. Now steps up in the pocket, throws it over the middle of the field. Diving attempt and incomplete. Heyman was out there, had a step on the cornerback in John Schumacher, but just a little out of the reach there of Heyman's hands.
Once again, another nice design play. He's rolling right. Bogner's rolling right, and Heyman was over on the or rolling left rather, and Heyman was on the right side and just ran a post pattern and had him open just off his fingertips.
So third down and 15. Seen him sneak behind that defense a couple of times here on this drive. Bogner's going to roll towards the left. Bogner still rolling. Now he's across the line of scrimmage, so he's going to run it. Gets across midfield once again, but just a couple of yards this time for Bogner. And now a fourth down, and we'll see what Coach Daniels does here against Calvert, as it's a 4th and 12 situation. Does he try to pin him deep?
I don't think so. It looks like he was signaling a play, and so it looks like they're going for it.
So a little bit of faith in his own defense as well if they don't make it here, and a lot of faith in his offense as well. And maybe he's going to punt it here. Yes, he is. Bogner steps back to punt it. Inside the 5 and into the end zone for a touchback. Almost landed that thing inside the 5. Is a flag on the play. And it's against Tiffin Calvert, and it's just a sideline warning.
They got to get him in early. Get him over with, and So everyone, now you find your stay back coach and tell him to get everyone off the sideline.
Who was your stay back coach for most of your coaching years?
I don't know. I was always in the press box, so they didn't let me on the sidelines usually. because they knew I wouldn't stay back. So they just ended that.
Yeah, they just said we're not even gonna risk it. 3:56 to play here, first quarter. Calvert with their second drive of the game. A promising drive to start, but a couple of nice defensive plays on that bend, but don't break. It looks like it's going to be Rombach, I believe, as he's hit from behind at the 20. So no gain here for Rombach. Magdalenas on the tackle.
Both teams had very similar drives where it looked like they're moving the ball really good, getting a couple first downs, moving the ball. In Mohawk's case, they get the motion penalty, and in TC's, Tiffin Calvert's case, they just had the negative play on the sweep, and neither team could overcome the negative plays.
2nd and 10 here for the Senecas. Schultz in the gun. One back to his right, two wide receivers wide to the left, one lone wide to the right. Schultz steps up. He's going to throw it over the middle, and it will be incomplete, overthrown for his receiver in Rombach. And it looks like Bish was back there in coverage. Man, we have called Caleb Bish's name quite a bit. The junior defensive back and wide receiver already playing a key part in this game, and he was on the coverage right there, stride for stride with Jacob Rombach.
Hey, Calvert also had one of their linemen downfield, but that penalty was declined. They're just going to take the play and go to 3rd and 10. Big play here for the Calvert offense.
Yeah, and this is why Mohawk did that little pooch punt, kind of. Didn't pin them back as far as they would have liked, but if they could hold them here, you wonder what the play call is here. Is it conservative, try to get them out a little bit more?
Well, they're a veteran team. So I look for them to throw the ball down the field a little bit and try to get the first down.
Schultz is going to roll towards the left. Pressure coming from behind. He throws it across his body and incomplete. I think it was intended for Klaus, but that play had no chance from the start.
No, right now Mohawk's doing a great job of defending this offense, and especially the passing game. They've looked very strong in the passing game. He's not had really anyone open other than on the one long pass.
So 4th and 10 here for Calvert to punt it away. And back to receive at the 50-yard line from Mohawk. Let's say catch a number here. Punt is away, and it is Heyman back there to receive. Lets it go, and it'll go out of bounds inside the 40-yard line. So Mohawk with decent field position here for their second possession of the game, and it's exactly why they would punt it there on that last drive. They knew, and Coach Daniel had a lot of faith in his defense as well to kind of make that stop, and they did for sure. A 3-and-out there for Calvert.
Yeah, it was a good move, and his defense is really playing very well right now. And if they continue this way all night, they can get Calvert down to just being able to run the ball. Right now, they're really doing a great job of shutting down the passing game.
So 1st and 10 from their own 39. 2:55 to play here, first quarter. Still a scoreless game. This game was kind of back and forth defensively for both teams just a year ago, and so far that's been the same thing. Mulholland's going to take the feed from Bogner, and he's nowhere on that. Maybe picks up a half a yard for Mulholland. Held up there against Mulholland. They've had a decent amount of success on the outside, but then they go towards the inside this time. Calvert the opposite. They haven't had any success on the outside. They've had it all on the inside.
Right. Calvert's they're 4 down linemen. 3 down linemen is really what they're playing, just a nose guard and a couple tackles and outside linebackers. Doing a great job.
Bogner's going to pass. Looking deep. Throws it across the middle, and there is Bish, but it's broken up by Billy Klaus. Put his hands in there at the last second and broke that pass up. Bish was open, had to step on Klaus, but Klaus with a nice breakup play there.
Yeah, that time Bogner just threw the ball a little late. He was open, and he's got to trust what he's seeing and throw the ball as he's making his break. If he throws the ball on the break, it's a completion.
And he's probably still running.
Very well could be.
So 3rd and 10 3rd and 9 from their own 40-yard line here for the Warriors. Bogner in the gun, too wide to the right. Fakes the handoff to Mulholland. Rolls out towards the right. Bogner steps up. Now tries to go outside a little bit more and then gets rid of it at the last second. Throws it away. Incomplete. Nice job of getting rid of it to avoid the sack. But a 3-and-out here for the Warriors.
Really good job by Bogner.
Yeah, both teams have really settled down defensively, and a game that I said might be a shootout might be just the opposite of the way it looks right now.
So 4th down and 9 from their own 40, set to punt it away. This is kind of an odd setup too. You see a lot of fields working their way north to south. This one east to west. So facing the sun here is Jamison Godfrey. Almost got it blocked there was Braden Chester. Back to punt. Godfrey fields it on the run. Across the 40-yard line. Sidesteps to the 42 out of bounds.
Chester.
Decent return there for Godfrey. And Calvert with the ball at their own 43 is where they're going to mark him out.
Yeah, he was able to catch that one on the fly, and with all his momentum going forward, and he got around the corner a little bit. Good return, good field position for Tiffin Calvert. Let's see if they can move the ball this time against this stout Mohawk defense.
So once the possession is changed, like a punt return or kick return.
1:49 to play here, first quarter. Calvert and Schultz in the gun. And I believe this is going to be offsides against Mohawk, and it will be.
I'm sure the coach is now screaming at Mulholland to watch the football. He's the nose guard. So he is right in front of the football, and the football didn't move. He anticipated, the count, and ran into the center, giving him a 1st and 5.
1st and 5 from their own 48-yard line. Schultz in the gun. Warnament to his left, takes the handoff straight up the middle, falls forward to the 50. But a nice hang-on tackle there by Mulholland. He stayed firm. And Warnament tried to run him over, and he kind of did, but still making the tackle was Mulholland. So 2nd down now and 3. Still scoreless here in Sycamore.
Mohawk defense is just very quick. They're not very big, but boy, are they quick and doing a great job of getting into the gaps and shutting down the running game for Tiffin Calvert right now.
Schultz in the gun, trips to the left here for Calvert. 2-step drop. Schultz looking towards his left, pumps a couple of times, throws it, and it's caught and complete. And his receiver was John Schumacher to the 35-yard line. And a 1st down there for the Senecas.
Great patience that time by Schultz. He waited, and finally, he gets a guy, Schumacher, diving inside and hit him right on the chest for a big 1st down.
Schultz hands it to this is Warnament across the 20, and Warnament getting the main steady part of those carries, picks up another 1st down. Found his way along that left tackle. Bogner on the touchdown-saving tackle, but not before Warnament with a big gain.
Yeah, 5th 1st down for Calvert. Let's see if they can finish this drive, unlike the first one where they bogged down all of a sudden.
1st and 10, 20 seconds to play here, first quarter. Schultz in the gun.
One receiver to the near side. One back in the backfield.
And he'll hand it off. Warnament again, working his way across the left side, inside the 10 before he's shoved down. Again, another huge pickup, and that will be the last play of the first quarter. We are scoreless, but the Tiffin Calvert Senecas knocking on the door here to end the first quarter here from Mohawk. You're listening to the Lewis Family McDonald's Game of the Week on WBCO, along with watching on the OH Report.
Are you ready for the comeback?
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Casasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, it just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Casasa.
Yeah, it's the comeback. Are you ready for the comeback?
No score here between Tiffin Calvert and Mohawk, as
Warrior fans, make sure you stop by.
Tiffin Calvert knocking on the door
Jacoby down there for that kid.
here to start this second quarter.
They've moved the ball really well, so they're now first and goal. They've got the running game going again after finally hitting that one pass.
Be sure and thank you.
Let's now see if Mohawk can just bend their backs and stop them.
All right, so Calvert with the ball at the 9-yard line and stuffed in the backfield was Warnament. And that was Derek Dickman.
Yeah, they went with the two-back set, and then they tried to run that counter play again. And boy, Mohawks were all over it. They snuffed it out big time.
So second and 13, 11:31 to play here in the first half.
No score for the year legacy credit union scoreboard between Calvert and Mohawk.
He's going to run it off the left side. Warnament cuts it back in, dives towards the pylon, and I think they're going to mark him out just shy.
At about the 1 yard line.
Called by the officials saying he wasn't in.
So a great run off the side.
Right hard helps the running out of bounds.
Ornament got outside and it looked like he might get in. He broke a couple tackles, just missed falling on top of the pylon. So 3rd and 1, maybe less than 1.
And obviously 4-down territory.
Okay, here we go. This could be the first touchdown here in 2023. Calvert's knocking on the door.
3rd and 1 here for Calvert. They hand it off straight up the middle. Did he get in? Touchdown. Calvert.
Touchdown, Calvert.
Senecas are on the board first.
And it is 6-0 Tiffin Calvert. And it was
Yeah, it was
Warnament
Got it.
on the score.
Maybe didn't get quite as much push as they've been getting, but Warnament just kept his legs driving until he got in the end zone.
Lucius kick is up and good.
Kick is good here for Tiffin Calvert with 11:08 to play here in the first half. The Senecas on the board first. They lead Mohawk 7-0. You're listening to the Lewis Family McDonald's Game of the Week here on WBCO, along with watching on the OH Report.
Are you ready for the comeback?
Hi, I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
Parents, Anna and Greg Wildman. How about a big hand for Julia Wildman?
We're good. We got it.
Back to receive for the Warriors, Heyman and Fish.
So if they make the focus stopping Romback,
Teeing it up for the Senecas.
but then you have to be prepared.
On WBCO and the OH Report.
His zone style.
Ornament with the 1-yard touchdown run to give the Senecas a 7-0 lead. Kickoff is short, and it's bobbled around, and did the Senecas fall on it? At the 35.
They think they got it.
They're celebrating. They believe they got it. And they did. It was Rombach who fell on top of that football.
I'm not sure if the kicker was doing it on purpose or he just kind of whiffed on the ball. Then it ricocheted off a Mohawk player, and boy, they were flying to get to it and did a great job. Rombach making a recovery.
Yeah, just kind of ping-ponged around down there. Nobody fell on it for Mohawk. And a little bit of urgency there for Tiffin Calvert, and they fall on top, so they score the touchdown, and then they get the fumble recovery on the very next play.
See if you can catch them off guard, and that won't hit them.
So back on offense here, it's Schultz in the gun. Rombach to his left, I believe. No, it's Warnament. Fakes the handoff to Warnament. Now cuts it back inside. Schultz with a burst across the 25 and cut down at the 24 finally by Nick Goling, but not before Calvert picks up the first down. Now you can really kind of sense the momentum here, Tim. Obviously a big touchdown, and then the big, I wouldn't say onside kick, but kind of failed recovery by Mohawk.
Yeah, and they come right back with it, and then the keeper on the quarterback counter play. First down. This is really important for Mohawk to get a stop here, and so they can get back and try to get back in this game.
Ornament to the left, Rombach to the right. Schumacher towards the left side at wide receiver. Billy Klaus wide to the right. They're looking that way, throwing the flag as the official in the backfield. It'll be a false start here against Calvert.
Yeah, they had a couple linemen had to rock into the play, which was weird because they were trying to throw the ball. So they didn't back up. They were going forward.
10-20 to play here, first half. Calvert kind of looking to control this game here if they could punch it in. First down and 15 from the Warriors' 29-yard line. Trips towards the right this time. Carter Wolf split out there. Billy Klaus wide to the left. Schultz back to pass, looking towards the right. He's got a receiver. Jump ball picked off. That is Caleb Bish.
Great play by Bish. He didn't get beat. You got to throw that ball out of bounds is what he needed to do, because Bish was just all over it. Great play, and just what Mohawk needed to get back in this game.
So Mohawk giveth and Mohawk taketh away. But they still have some work cut out for them as it's 1st and 10 from their own 5. But a huge turn of events here. Caleb Bish, we talked about him in that first quarter, and he's played a huge role so far, both offensively and defensively. Now he comes up with the big interception here and has Mohawk with the ball. 10:15 to play here, first half. I believe he's towards the right here of Bogner. Bogner rolling towards the right.
Got some room.
Around the corner towards the 10 and then shoved out of bounds is Bogner. And there on the tackle is Xavier Kimmett.
Yeah, he just ran a quarterback sweep. He has one more block from maybe going to the house on that. And, but now they're out of the shadow of the goal line a little bit, and with just a 2nd and 4, 5, got a chance to get this first down.
So clock stopped at 10:07 here on this 2nd and 4 from their own 10. Second quarter here from Mohawk High School. Bogner in the gun. Fakes the handoff, steps up, throws it deep. He's got a receiver, it's Heyman, it's caught. And Wolf will run him down from behind as the ball was thrown behind Heyman. but not before he gets to the Mohawk 45-yard line. Bogner found him deep, and Heyman did the rest, making the catch.
Yeah, if he could have thrown that a little sooner, it'd have been a touchdown because Heyman was well behind the defensive back.
So now Mohawk definitely out of the own shadow of their own goalpost. Bogner, you know, he's been stuffed a couple of times on the run, but he's really proven it with his arm here so far in this first half. He's in the gun, standing at his own 40-yard line. 2 wide receivers towards the left. They'll fake the handoff inside. Bogner trying to find a little bit of a seam. He'll push his way forward for a couple of yards. Gain tackled. Rombach in there along with Billy Klaus and Wolf as well on the tackle for the Senecas. They're going to give him 3 yards, though, here and make it a 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, that was mostly all on his own.
Hey, I think you buy that kick for cash ticket worth $200 tonight.
To make a tackle there.
Try a reverse raffle ticket. You'll be glad you did.
2nd and 7. Once again, 2 wide receivers towards the left side. Bogner in the gun. Rolls towards the left. Bogner throws it on the out route. It's caught along that left sideline. That was Goling out there for the first down. The catch. No yards after the catch, but just enough for that first down right at the marker.
Yeah, really good throw. He was going to his left. He got his shoulder squared and threw a dime for the completion and another first down. They got 2 first downs on this drive, which these are the first 2 first downs they've had since the first drive.
Braxton Frisch in the backfield alongside Bogner towards his right. They'll fake the handoff to Frisch and then roll it out towards the right. Finds a seam and then cut it inside. Across the first down marker, there is a flag. As he got to the 30-yard line, did Bogner.
I swear to mother, if they call face mask on that stiff arm, because I was right at that contact point. Oh, come on.
And it'll be holding against.
I know it's holding, but that was just
Yeah, I mean, it was behind the play. Looking at the replay, really didn't make any sort of positive impact on the play, so just kind of a mistake there for Mohawk.
Yeah, that's one of those tough ones. You know, it was someone who's trying to make a play, you know, and make a hustle play, more or less, and it's like, you know, it's 5 yards behind the play. Do we need to call that?
Replay first down.
First down now and 15. Just on the other side of midfield in Calvert territory. Bogner in the gun. And it's again Frisch towards his right. Bogner steps back. A little 4-step drop. They screen pass it out to Frisch. Gets a huge block from Heyman. Down the sideline, Frisch. Cuts it back inside across the 20-yard line as Frisch finally pulled down at the 15. Got a huge block, and there is another flag.
Oh, geez. What a block by Heyman. Man, that's a wide receiver coach's dream. You know, he put the guy right on his back. What a great block.
He then proceeded to looks like we have another flag.
I think it's just sideline warning.
So we're going to see an unsportsmanlike against Calvert. That's a huge
Against Calvert.
You keep the game.
Unsportsmanlike.
He was jawing at him.
Almost down at about the 15.
Yeah, you can see the replay here. Heyman just takes out his guy and allows Frisch to get loose.
Well, now they're bringing it back.
They were jawing at him.
Calvert, but walked off against Mohawk.
Oh, it was against Mohawk.
Okay, now
Still a first down, regardless, to the 30 is where they're going to mark it.
we're making a Mohawk sandwich from the defensive end. And you can tell Heyman was talking.
It's first down.
So
it'll still be a first down here, first down and 10.
what they may have called, from what I'm hearing, is that Heyman got called for an unsportsmanlike conduct. I think he was making sure the guy he pinned to the ground knew he got pancaked.
Bogner, QB draw, straight up the middle, and he pushes the pile forward to the 21-yard line, a pickup of 4 yards there. And Mohawk, that offensive line now starting to make that push.
Yeah, and maybe Senecas guys, they got a couple guys down there that are a little bigger, and maybe they're wearing them down a little bit.
So 2nd down and 6. 6:50 to play here, first half. 7-0, Tiffin Calvert on top of Mohawk, but Mohawk threatening here late in this first half. Bogner rolls towards the right, making the catch is Bish. Turns it, steps out of bounds, and I think he got enough for the first down. Once again, to the 18-yard line was Caleb Bish.
Just the basic outcut. Rolled out to his right, threw the ball on time. And Bish is putting on quite a show here in the second quarter.
So 1st down and 10. At the 18-yard line. 6:35 to play here in the half. Bogner in the gun. This looks like a QB draw all the way to me, and it will be. He cuts his way back inside the 10, inside the 5, dives into the end zone. Touchdown, Mohawk.
Kind of ran a power-off tackle play with the quarterback. Great job by the back, kicking out the kicking out the defensive tackle, and Bogner did the rest with his legs. Good kick-out block, though. Great job by the offensive line.
Got to that second level with the wide receivers making the blocks on the linebacker.
Good answer, huh? Interception down on a 5-yard line, go 95 yards. 5 first downs in the drive, and ends with a touchdown. Hit the extra point. We're tied back up.
An 18-yard touchdown run by Benjamin Bogner. Snap is good. Hold is good. Kick is up, and it is no good. Wide to the left for Braden Chester. Could see the end flying in there for the Senecas, and this will remain a 7-6 score. But yes, indeed, what an answer for Mohawk. A 95-yard drive capped off by an 18-yard run by Ben Bogner. It's Calvert 7, Mohawk 6. With 6:30 to play here in the first half. You're listening to high school football on WBCO, along with watching on the OH Report.
Are you ready for the comeback?
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Casasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, it just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Casasa. Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Casasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, it just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Casasa.
Yeah, it's the comeback. Are you ready for the comeback?
Back here on WBCO and the OH Report. 7-6, Tiffin Calvert leading Mohawk. Fielded again on the kick return here by Jamison Godfrey. He takes it up over the 30 to the 35. Almost thought he had a knee down there to start that return, but Calvert's going to, it was close. Calvert's going to have it at their own 35.
Typical opener, though, isn't it? It looked like Calvert had all the momentum after the onside kick or fumble recovery, whatever it was. Then suddenly it's an interception, and now Mohawk has all the momentum going. So it'll be interesting to see if the Mohawk defense can get a stop here and get their offense back on the field.
Now do we start to see that shootout happen? It happened last year in the second half, and almost kicked off again. Braden Chester back there to break it up. Bish was in the right position again. You can hear the Mohawk coaches kind of stomping down, saying we wanted that interception. Chester almost had it, and Bish was right in the tracks as well. And that could, I mean, if Chester lets that go and Bish takes that, he could be taking it to the house.
Well, Bish must do a great job of getting his eyes on the quarterback's eyes, because he is always near the football in this passing game.
Standing right now at the 46-yard line as the safety. Schultz hands it off, going back to that run. I believe this was Warnament on the carry, and he'll maybe pick up a yard across the 35 to the 36.
Well, Warnament's got 59 yards on 10 carries, but he's got most of them on like 2 or 3 of the carries, most of his yards. Mohawk just doing a really outstanding job right now of shutting down the Calvert running game.
They're kind of making that push now on that defensive line. You could see Mulholland kind of stepping in there and pushing back on that first snap and really starting to push those offensive linemen backwards instead of what was happening on the first drive as they were getting pushed backwards themselves. And maybe that's kind of key where Mulholland, you know, he was the running back on that first drive, but now he's not. And making the tackle in the backfield is Mohawk. Garrett Reinhardt in there, the letter winner. Stuffed him in the backfield.
He just did what defensive tackles are really taught. His guy pulled and he got right in his pocket and got right behind him, and then makes the tackle for a 5-yard loss. And Calvert going to have to punt it right back after 3 plays.
That was quick. 5 minutes to play here in the first half. Now a 4th and 15. So Rombach back to punt, standing at his own 20-yard line. They'll get it away, end over end. It's towards the sideline. Heyman's just going to let it fly out of bounds, and now we play the game where the official runs up the sideline for the first time tonight. And we'll see how far he goes. 44 from their own 44-yard line. Mohawk will take over. Still plenty of time here. Not a long drive at all there.
No.
Calvert, they didn't take up any clock.
Have you ever figured out, Jared, or asked a ref, how does that work? How does he decide when to stop walking up the sideline?
It's kind of like the Price is Right game where the yodeler,
Yodel guy, he's got to get stopped yodeling.
When does he fall off the edge?
Could be. Because, sometimes it's like, is he ever going to stop walking?
And this is, Mohawk back in business here.
Lefty backfield, so he's either going to throw it or run it.
He's going to run it, and he's going to be wrapped up immediately. It looked like Wolf was in there on the tackle. Yeah, Carter Wolf in there on the tackle. Kind of sniffed that play out immediately, and we'll see maybe at one of these times they kind of almost do the jump pass and get that over that defensive line, kind of get him sneaking up.
He's empty again, so I'll tell you what, he's going to be a tired young man at the end of this game.
Bogner looks towards the left. They'll swing it out wide on the wide receiver screen. Heyman slips through a tackle and then holding on for dear life out there along the left side. Looked like Warnament maybe on the tackle. And it was Warnament dragging him down, kind of the shoestring hold-on tackle, or else Heyman would still be running.
Well, before this one's over, he's going to have a play like that because he's a tough man to bring down in the open field. He's gonna break a long one sooner or later.
3rd and 3. Frisch to the right here of Bogner in the backfield, in the gun. They're going to run that way. Frisch is the lead blocker. Bogner cuts it back inside, across the 40, into Calvert territory, dragged down by Klaus, but not before Bogner picks up a huge first down and gets out of bounds as well, stopping the clock at 3:26. And a nice block on that exterior by Braden Chester. As you can see on the replay, able to break him loose. Once he cut that back inside, it was off to the races for Bogner.
Yeah, it looked like Calvert had it defended pretty well, and then he saw a little seam and then got that great block and ends up a 17-yard gain, another first down.
1st and 10 from the 32. 3:26 to play. Bogner hands it. Frisch across the middle. And are they going to call him down? They are. As it was stripped away at the last second by John Schumacher. Yeah, but I think they're going to say it was forward progress at this point.
So it just ends up being second down and 6.
Second down and 6.
He's telegraphing when he hands it off to the inside. He's taking a step or two.
Mohawk have all 3 of their timeouts.
Yes. No one's called timeout yet.
To the right of Bogner. Here on this second down, Bogner takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Frisch, off the right side. Bogner still dragging defenders inside the 25, and it will be enough for a first down to the 21-yard line. Klaus again on the tackle, but not before Bogner picks up another first down.
Well, suddenly Bogner's got 68 yards on 10 carries now, and boy, since they intercepted that pass, the running game is really just tuning him up.
2 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock, and you got to believe at this point they're just kind of wasting clock until, with all 3 timeouts, you still have plenty of time. Bogner with Frisch to his left in the gun. Bogner rolls towards the left, looking towards the corner. Bogner tucks it down and is dragged down in the backfield. And that was Warnament flying in from his defensive back position.
Well, just a good job by Calvert defending the pass, and he had no one to go to, and he tried to outrun the pursuit and got tackled for a 2-yard loss.
So 2nd and 12 with 1:40 to play here in the half.
Mohawk maybe speed it up a little bit.
Ball at the Calvert 23-yard line. 2 wide receivers towards the right. Bogner rolls that way. Now throws it deep into the end zone and out of bounds. Back towards the back corner.
Well, a few times he's rolled to his right. He tried to tuck it, make it look like it was a run all the way, but he wasn't running fast enough to fool anybody. They knew he was going to throw it, and he turned it into a jump ball, and no one won that one.
Clock stopped at 1:18 here on this 3rd and 12. So what does Mohawk pull out of the playbook this time? Frisch towards the right here of Bogner.
He was by himself over there. Watch for a throwback or something.
Right, throws it end zone, diving attempt, and just out of the reach of Caleb Bish. Klaus on the coverage, but Bish had a step again. And as you can see here, just out of the reach, out in front, and now it's 4th down and 12 with 1 minute and 12 seconds on the clock. As you mentioned, both teams with all 3 timeouts. Calvert leading 7-6.
I'm surprised Mohawk's not calling one here. You might as well use them. And make sure you get a play that you really want to run, and make sure they execute it well.
Frisch moves to the left of Bogner. Drops back to pass, throws it across the middle, and it's dropped by Braden Chester. He was open across the middle, and it may have been just a tad behind here.
Replay. It's a little behind him, but he's going to turn his head to look upfield because it was right. It was right there, and you could see his head turn, and he was looking upfield to see if he was going to score, and took his eye off the ball.
And the way that the Mohawk coaches are stomping their feet upstairs, I don't know if this press box is going to hold up.
Well, that's a huge play. They get that first down. They got a good chance of scoring now.
Now Calvert with the ball. 1:06 left here first half, leading 7-6. Ball on their own 23-yard line, and now do they take some shots. They'll hand it to Rombach. Bouncing it outside, Rombach trying to get it back inside, and that host of Mohawk defenders there to stuff him again. Magallanes with the stop. Now does Mohawk take the timeout?
Doesn't look like it. Looks like they're going to just they're going to run the clock out and be happy with a 7-6 halftime lead.
Second down and 10 with Calvert on top by 1 point at 7-6.
under a minute to play.
Schultz in the gun, 2 wide receivers towards the left, 1 wide to the right. 2 set in the backfield, and Warnament on the carry is upended at the 30-yard line. Heyman on the tackle. Clock still running now, under 30 seconds to go here first half.
I'm just a little confused by this.
So 3rd down and 4, and they do not have to run another play if they do not want to.
Yeah, now I'm trying to figure out why they're bothering running this play. If they're going to run it out, just run it out and take a knee and get out of here.
He's going to throw it. Throws it towards the sideline, and it's intercepted.
That's what can happen.
By Braden Chester, but the time has expired. So that time Chester makes the catch. Nice interception there by Braden Chester, but the clock had ran out. Now the officials conversing, and are they going to say it is the end of the half? So it is halftime, and it ends on a positive note for Mohawk, although they trail 7-6. Little defensive back and forth battle to begin the first half. Both teams had decent opening drives, and it would be Cal Warnament putting Calvert on top 7-0 with a 1-yard touchdown run. Caleb Bish would then pick off Harry Schultz at the Mohawk 5, and Mohawk offensively would have a 95-yard touchdown drive capped off by an 18-yard touchdown by Ben Bogner. And that's where we stand at 7-6 here at halftime. Stay tuned here on WBCO. We'll come back with some more halftime thoughts and stats along with the OH report. Mohawk trailing 7-6 here at halftime. You're listening to high school football on WBCO along with watching on the OH report.
Are you ready for the comeback?
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Casasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Casasa.
Here is the Avengers theme. They go down the hill. They come down the hill. Maybe the kid, the players. Oh yeah. Every year they call them marching whatever they have. Marching 120.
song, we travel through the gates of Jurassic Park. This classic 1993 film was ahead of its time, and the special effects still hold up to today's standards. Composed by John Williams, this timeless soundtrack is still used and enjoyed by many to this day. Enjoy our rendition of Jurassic Park. you back to 1975 to the classic suspense thriller Jaws. Creating a fear of the ocean in many to this day, this movie played in theaters for quite some time, raking in over $9 million. No need to be afraid of any sharks tonight, because Superman is here to save the day. Our finale is a combination of Jaws and Superman theme, perfectly wrapping up our movie theme night. Be careful of swimming out there, folks.
Can you have some stats for that? Yep.
the Calvert Marching Band.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Under the direction of Mrs. Lindsay Horton, Major and Advisor Shayna Price, please welcome to the field the Mohawk Marching Warriors. Our first show will feature pop tune favorites. Who can forget the introduction of the edgy pop singer Miley Cyrus? Feel free to sing along and dance with us to Party in the USA.
Dude, the song is awesome.
our saxophones and a standout introduction. Please sit back and enjoy Call Me Maybe.
Two buttons on it. They take a loss on
Get down to this sick beat as the Mohawk Marching Band is about to shake it off.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Casasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Casasa.
Back here at Mohawk High School, halftime of this opening Thursday night game between the Warriors and Calvert Senecas. Calvert with the 7-6 lead. Travis Berardi here along with the WBCO crew of Jared Moore and Tim Byrie. I want to thank our sponsors real quick before handing back to the WBCO crew. I want to thank Danner's Towing and Recycling, 24-hour local or long-distance light or heavy towing and recovery. Scout Construction LLC, with more than a decade of business, you can trust Scout Construction with your roofing and siding needs. Call Scout Construction for more information, 419-989-7240. That is 419-989-7240. And Sutton Bank, earn the cash reward of your choice for doing simple activities with Casasa. That is Sutton Bank. Also want to thank WBCO, WQEL tonight for being our crew. Nonetheless, let's throw it back over to Jared and Tim here as we get ready for half number 2.
A lot of their main players, especially on offense tonight, are all juniors. So future certainly looks bright for Mohawk football. By the way, the other thing we were doing, you were talking about Frisch playing running back. He's also a backup quarterback, and watching them warm up at halftime, he could throw the ball quite a ways. So I wonder if that could be something that you might pull out if you need a score.
Once again, kind of a little pooch kick, and this time it'll be Mason Schimpf falling on it here for Mohawk. They decided that time
they are not going to kick the ball to Heyman. So obviously the first time they did it wasn't a mistake. They were trying to squib it. But, yeah, they don't want Heyman to break one.
So 7-6 with 12 minutes to play here, third quarter. With that 12 minutes on the clock, Ben Bogner and offense back out there here for the Warriors. He's in the gun. They'll stack the two wide receivers here wide to the left, and Bogner's going to run it right away on the QB draw. Gets across the 30 before he's shoved back Maybe got to the 31-yard line and picks up a gain of 2 there, or 3 here for the Warriors, and Klaus in there on the stop.
Yeah, that was interesting. That's the first time they've gotten that stack look. Had Heyman near the back of the stack, maybe trying to hide him a little bit or confuse the Calvert defensive backs.
So 2nd and 8. Trips to the right here for the Warriors. Bogner rolls towards the right. Back to pass. Chucks it across the middle of the field. It's caught. Turning an upfield across the 45-yard line. And it was Nick Goling there for the catch on the slant route across the middle of the field. Worked his way back from the outside. And right inside is Nick Goling up across the 45 to the 47-yard line for a Mohawk first down, picking up where they left off.
Yeah, they're moving the ball very well again, and hopefully they keep this drive going and maybe take it in for a score.
Bogner this time running it straight off the left side across the 50-yard line as he turns it upfield. Across midfield to the 49-yard line, picks up about 4 yards. And Mohawk steadily moving the ball here on this first drive of the second half.
Bogner, very patient runner. He waits for his blockers to get out in front of him, finds a little seam, sneaks up there, falls forward each time, so he's going to keep the sticks moving if he can continue to do that.
So he's in the gun. Goling goes out wide to the right. Mulholland kind of the up back there along that right side of the line. It looks like a QB draw again all the way, and it will be. And this time he maybe picks up a yard before Max Griffin hits him immediately. Also in there was Schumacher.
Hey, if you run down there to that red tent,
3rd and 5, 9:50 to play here in this third quarter. 7-6, Calvert on top of Mohawk. Goling again, wide to the right. Heyman set up in the slot there towards the right side.
I'd like for Bogner to roll out and try to make a play with us.
Screening out there, and it's out wide and incomplete. And almost stepping into the tracks of that pass was Xavier Kimmett. Pass just a little wide of Heyman out there.
Try to throw a little bubble screen to Heyman, but I think even if he caught it, I don't think it was going to get enough for the first down. Calvert had it well defended.
So 4th and 5. And remember, Bogner can step back and punt this away if he wants, but we'll see what they try to do. Maybe try to draw him off sides. With it being 4th and 5, Mulholland goes towards the left side here at Bogner. Now he steps back a little bit. Low snap, but gets it away. Line drive, just a little squib kick that rolls to the 20-yard line and stops dead right there as Heyman downs it at the 20. So once again, a promising start to the drive. But this time, Calvert holds.
Something people may not know is she's the president of the band. She has one wish, it would be to read minds. The dream job is the emergency.
9:21 to play here, third quarter, with Calvert leading 7-6.
Well, Mohawk did a pretty good job of moving the ball a little bit, and so now Calvert's going to have to answer back, or it could turn into a field position half. And right now, Mohawk's winning it.
Schultz hands it. Warnament dragging his way to the 25. He stopped right at the 24 before reaching that ball out. Then Warnament keeps the legs running and picks up 4 yards.
So
2nd and 6 now. Calvert still, it's surprising that they still have that 1-point advantage.
Looks like Schultz better be in really good shape. He kind of runs over to the coach every play to try to get the play. Then goes back in the huddle.
Trips to the left here for the Senecas. Low snap, it's on the ground, but picking it up is Schultz, throws it out wide to the left. and it's caught and turning it upfield. I believe this is Wolf on the catch. He turns it up close to a first down there to Wolf, and it will be 3rd and short, but he actually made a lot out of nothing as that was a low snap, and he got it out there just in time to Wolf to make the catch and turn it up, make it a much more manageable 3rd down situation at 3rd and 1.
Yeah, Schultz did a good job of maintaining his poise. Threw the ball, it looked like a punt. It was an end-over-end pass, but a good catch, and they're not going to get it.
They're not going to get it. That defensive line for Mohawk. Looks like Chester was in there. And the whole defensive line kind of just plugs up the hole, just collapsing it in, and it's 4th and 1. And this is a huge critical decision here for Coach Reeser.
Looks like he's going to go for it. And you're right. This is crazy. You know, in a 7-6 game, I don't know if I would have the courage to go for it on 4th and 1.
On their own 29-yard line.
Watch for maybe a long count.
2 wide receivers towards the right. 2 running backs set in the backfield. They do hike it. Schultz rolls towards the left, and he throws it, and it's complete right at the line. Did he get it? This is going to be close.
It'll be an interesting spot. I don't think he was supposed to snap it. I think he was shocked that the ball was snapped to him.
And they get the first down as Rombach makes the catch. Right across the line to gain. And here's the replay and a little jump pass, and it was close. Right at the line there to gain, and just got it across that 30-yard line to the 31, and somehow, some way, Calvert finds a way to pick up that first down.
Doesn't have to be pretty, just effective.
And they got it. So 1st and 10. Fake the handoff. Schultz runs it off the left side of that line, and a minimal gain here for Calvert. Picks up 1, maybe.
Yeah, just, a little fake. And not much running room, though. I mean, he only gained a yard, so 2nd and 9. And once again, Mohawk just continues to do a great job of stopping the run.
Schultz in the gun. 2 back set again. 2 wide to the right, 1 lone wide receiver wide to the left. Schultz takes it, throws it out wide. It's Wolf making the catch, turns it up the right hash. Cut down at the 34-yard line is Wolf by Nick Goling. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 6.
Well, Schultz is getting the ball out a lot quicker this half, throwing these short things. And I think that's what he's going to have to stick to, because he just doesn't seem to be very effective throwing the ball down the field.
Ball at their own 35-yard line. Rombach to the right here of Schultz. Again, a low snap. Rolls out towards his left, does the lefty, throws it on the run, and way out of bounds and incomplete. And that'll bring up 4th down, and I would assume this time that Calvert and Coach Reeser are going to punt it away.
Yeah, 4th and 6 a lot different than 4th and 1. And, I'm sure they're going to punt this one. Now let's see once again. Are they going to try to, the last time, they've kicked it off away from Heyman both times. And the last punt, they basically kicked it out of bounds. So let's see if they're going to try to kick the ball anywhere near Heyman.
5:14 to play. Here in the 3rd quarter, back to punt now is Rombach. And barely gets it away. Heyman fields it at the 32. Down the left sideline. Cuts it back towards the right side. Up over the 40 to the 45. Klaus with the tackle. But great field position here for Mohawk. Ball at their own 45 with 5 minutes, 3 seconds to play here. 3rd quarter. They're trailing 7-6. But right back here with the ball at their own 45-yard line.
Yeah, very close to blocking that punt, and then it's kind of neat. Every time Heyman gets his hands on the ball, everybody stands up because they know something big may happen. So
at the own 46, Frisch to the right of Bogner. 2 wide receivers towards the left. Bogner fakes the handoff, rolls towards the right. Looking across the middle, throws it deep. He's got a receiver wide open. Heyman caught. Heyman touchdown. You called it, Tim Byrie.
I mean, yeah, but I thought he might have to break some tackles. He just ran by everybody. So there was no breaking of tackles. They were just catching the ball and getting in the end zone.
A 54-yard pitch and catch. Bogner hits Heyman in stride, and Heyman just waltzes into the end zone for a 54-yard touchdown pass, and Mohawk on top. Now 12-7, and I would assume they're going for 2 here.
At the end of the third quarter, Griffin Weininger is going to be kicking for cash. He's going to try to win $200.
So they will go for 2. 4:53 on the clock.
He's going to give it his best.
I'd like to see Mohawk try to figure out some more ways to get Heyman the ball.
I don't care if you have to run a reverse every now and then. You put the ball in your playmaker's hands. Bogner with Mulholland to his right for the 2-point conversion. Rolls towards the right. Bogner steps up. Now runs it along the left side. Cuts it back inside, and he'll be dragged down short of the goal line.
Tackled short for that 2-point conversion.
And so the 2-point conversion is no good, but Mohawk now with the lead. It is Mohawk 12, Tiffin Calvert 7, 4:53 to play here, third quarter. You're listening to high school football on WBCO, along with watching on the OH Report.
Are you ready for the comeback?
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Casasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, it just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Casasa.
To make it 12-7 Mohawk here on WBCO and the OH Report. Set to kick off here are the Warriors. Klaus and I believe Warnament back deep here to receive the kick here from Braden Chester for Mohawk. Now leading 12-7. Kind of a squib kick as well. And this time it is Godfrey again taking the return to the 35 before he's pushed back. Right there at the 35. And now Calvert finds themselves trailing for the first time tonight.
Well, you know, unless they can get something going in their running game, they're just going to struggle to score.
Calvert ball, first and 10.
So 4:46 to play here in the third quarter.
$240 winner is Jill for Billy's mom. Congratulations on your win tonight. Thank you all for supporting Mohawk.
In the gun. And this is going to be false start here as Carter Wolf got a little bit of a head start there for Calvert. And now they almost seemed a little rattled. Now trailing for the first time.
It's only their second penalty, though, so they've had 2 motion penalties for 10 yards. So they really played a pretty clean game.
Had a legal procedure that we all thought was false. But otherwise, for week 1, this has been a relatively clean game.
So now it will be 1st and 15 from the 31. Schultz in the gun. Rombach towards his left side. Rombach, they'll fake the handoff to him, throw it out wide on the screen pass, bubble screen to Klaus. And there once again is a host of Mohawk defenders to corral Billy Klaus. And there's Heyman, the first one to really get a hold of Klaus, and he was the first one to hit him.
Yeah, just try to get it out there quick on a little screen pass, and It gained 4 yards, so it gives them a chance to still keep moving the sticks and get this first down. But again, I don't want to be too repetitive, but where'd their running game go?
Schultz back to pass, looking deep. He'll throw it across the middle. Diving attempt just out of the reach there of Godfrey. Godfrey with the speed there, but Caleb Bish with the coverage, and that throw a little too far out of the reach there of Jamison Godfrey. So that'll bring up a 3rd and 11. 3:56 to play here, third quarter. Mohawk leading 12-7. Great opening night of football here in the state of Ohio. Both these teams familiar with playing on this night. Tomorrow here on WBCO, Buckeye Central and Crestline. Back to pass. Schultz looking. Fade route to Wolf, and it will be incomplete.
I mean, I'll look at the replay. He's going to have both hands right on his back and not let him get to the football. There it is. He just holding him.
I say uncatchable.
I'm not sure there's a such thing as an uncatchable ball in high school football.
Well, that one was.
Yeah.
You got to let him go a little bit back and forth, right?
It matters if you're the coach that's on offense. No. I'm sure that's what the Calvert coaches are saying.
Rombach to punt it away. And once again, it may have been tipped. Barely got it away if that, but still Mohawk will have great field position. They're going to have it at their own 44-yard line. It may have gone off the side of the foot. Nevertheless, it wasn't a great punt. And the pressure of Mohawk on that special teams play is really making Rombach kind of hesitate on his punts a little bit.
I'm guessing, Mohawk right now would like to just have a nice long drive, but I tell you, if they put trips to the other side of the field and put Heyman one-on-one with this guy over here, he's going to score another touchdown.
They're going to stack him up here on the left side. Goling and then Heyman behind him. Bogner in the gun. Fakes the handoff, now goes along the right side, and oh my gosh, what a hit. Billy Klaus lays the lumber. But Ben Bogner picks up 5 yards. Really met him with a head full of steam there, did Klaus. He let him know about it too when he was getting back up.
Game has gotten a little chippy so far in the second half. There's been a lot of chirping going on, so the refs are going to have to keep an eye on things to make sure it doesn't get out of hand.
2nd and 5. Frisch. Now the up back on the left side. Trips to the left here. One lone wide receiver wide to the right. Bogner rolls towards the left side. Pressure coming. Bogner has to get rid of it. And they're going to say he was down.
Bogner is down.
Sacked.
By number 56.
Back at the 42-yard line by Carter Cook. Yep, and the replay looks to me like he was down as he tried to throw that ball away. Knee touched the ground.
Well, since I complained on the other one, yeah, that was a good call.
I agree. That was a good call.
Tried to be equal opportunity with the refs this year.
So you're not going to criticize them, is what you're saying?
Oh, yeah, but if they make a good call, I'll let them know that too.
Bogner towards the right, steps up in the pocket, pressure coming that way, and then decides that he's just going to throw it away. But the clock stopped at 2 minutes, 18 seconds here in the third quarter. 4th down and 12.
Well, just what Tiffin Calvert wanted was a 3 and out, and after that big sack, Mohawk bogs down here. It's going to have to punt it.
12-7. Bob said he got a big pass play, a 54-yard touchdown pass.
So they will. Once again, it's going to be one of those kind of that Bogner steps back and gets it away. Low punt. Godfrey fields it at the 20. He's been dangerous so far, but a nice job on the coverage. Once again, Kane Heyman there to make the tackle. But Calvert's going to have it across their 25, around the 27-yard line. And they really got to get some offense moving here. And they've been shut down ever since that first quarter. And really ever since Kane Heyman made that interception. So 2:09 left here in the third. 1st and 10 from their own 27-yard line. It'll be Schultz in the gun. Rombach to his right. Back to pass. Schultz steps up. And coming is Mulholland for the sack.
A lot of yards.
Back inside the 15-yard line. They're going to mark him right at the 15. Schultz just kept dropping back. Nowhere to go with the football, and Mulholland with the sack. So 2nd and forever here.
It just puts Tiffin Calvert right now in a really tough position because even the passes they've completed more passes this half, but they've all been really short. And right now they don't need a short pass. They need to throw the ball down the field. They've not done that well the whole half.
2nd and 22. Again, back to pass. They'll throw a screen. This is Rombach. Right there again is that Mohawk defense. This time it's Derek Dickman. They do complete the pass and gain a few yards, but Dickman right there for the stop. As it'll be close to the 20, it looks like, at the 17 or 18-yard line. They'll pick up 3 on the play, but it's still 3rd down and about 19 yards.
Well, their defensive line did a great job of doing exactly what you're supposed to do. They got up the field. Once they read it was a screen, they just all flew to the sideline and held it to a 3-yard gain, 4-yard gain.
Schultz to pass here on 3rd down, looking along the left side. And it is caught! It's caught by Carter Wolf. The ball bounced off of Nicholas Goling right into the lap of Carter Wolf at the 45-yard line. And here's the replay. My goodness, what a catch.
Oh, no, I missed it.
Thought Goling had the pick, and it just bounced right up into the hands, and Wolf scooped it up. Really stayed with Wolf the entire time, kind of bounced off of his legs, but he makes the catch, stayed with it, and a huge 1st down there for the Senecas.
Yeah, that's a play when your offense is playing so poorly. That's the kind of play you need.
They'll hand it. Right side, Warneman across the 50 into Mohawk territory, bounced down at the 43. Picks up a huge gain here on 1st down, and now Calvert with all the momentum as we head to the end of the 3rd quarter. Mohawk still with the lead, but only a 5-point advantage for the Warriors. They lead at 12-7. You're listening to high school football on WBCO, along with watching on the OH Report.
Are you ready for the comeback?
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Casasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, it just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Casasa.
Back here on WBCO along with the OH Report. Mohawk leading 12-7, but Calvert driving here. A huge catch by Carter Wolf basically to end that 3rd quarter. And then Cal Warnament with a huge pickup on first down of 12 yards, and they're right back in business here as Calvert at the 44-yard line.
Yeah, hopefully, for Calvert, you hope they didn't lose the momentum with the break.
And they will hand it off. Sweeping right side, I believe that was Rombach. No, that was Warnament on the carry. Just picks up a couple of yards this time, but it's now 2nd down and 8.
Interesting.
So we'll see if they maybe go back to the pass here, and I guess you can always say there was a little bit of luck involved as well.
Well, there was a lot of luck involved in that one. I don't know how that thing got completed.
In the gun. 2 running backs with him in the backfield. He's back to pass, 2-step drop, airing it out. Billy Klaus, the intended receiver, and it is tipped and incomplete. That Caleb Bish maybe had a shot at it.
I thought he was going to pick another one.
It was right into the tracks. Man, he has been involved defensively here for Mohawk.
Well, he seems to be the ultimate free safety. He does a great job of playing the ball when it's in the air. And that's exactly what they're doing. I mean, they're playing either man free or, or cover 3 either way, but whether they're in man or zone, he's free. And he's just playing the ball.
Schultz back to pass. Pressure coming from the left side. He chucks it deep in, and it's caught! Tipped and caught! Touchdown, Calvert! Another miraculous catch by the Senecas. And this time, Calvert takes the lead. And it was Rombach on the catch.
Unbelievable. 2 tips are basically 2 passes that Mohawk whiffed on. One they tipped, one they just whiffed, and that's all their yards almost on the whole drive.
Just a tip drill.
Luce's kick is up, and it is good.
And Tiffin Calvert takes the lead. The extra point is good. And they now lead it 14-12. 11:05 left here in the game. Calvert on top. You listen to high school football on WBCO along with watching on the OH Report.
Are you ready for the comeback?
Hi, I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
Yeah, it's the comeback. Are you ready for the comeback?
Catch. Now we're on the OH Report along with WBCO. Let's get a replay of this 38-yard touchdown. You can see Schultz just wind up, and back there again was Bish, but just another spectacular catch by Tiffin Calvert.
Bish played it perfect. He was right there. It just ricocheted off his hand. He jumped, timed. It looked like he timed it pretty good. Just went off his hands and right into the hands of Rohrbach, and he's in it. Rombach, and he's in the end zone.
So 14-12. And here's the kick, and again, just a little pooch kick. This time it's going to be picked up by Heyman. Heyman at the 25 finds a seam. Oh, man, he almost burst through there. To the 35 goes Kane Heyman. You can see the playmaker and then watch the replay as well as he found that hole. He almost made it through. And making the touchdown-saving tackle do here for Calvert in Sam Morgan.
Well, it looked like he was just going to kind of, run into the pile and give up, but then all of a sudden he had a burst and he almost popped it.
You just see the momentum kind of shifting back and forth, back and forth. Now let's see if Mohawk can maybe try to cash in here at their own 35-yard line. Frisch to the right here of Bogner. Rolls out towards the right. Bogner throws it. Catch made by Goling as he dives down to the ground. And it will be close to a first down. It might be right at the marker, just shy to the 45-yard line.
And I gotta tell you, I still feel
Nice catch there by Goling. Kind of diving down and corralling that football before it touched the grass. So 2nd down and 1. 10 minutes and 30 seconds left here in the game. Couldn't ask for a much better opening game here to start the season. Bogner takes it himself. He'll pick up the first down. That's all he needed, just a couple of yards.
It's a great answer by Mohawk. Coming right out, rolled out, got past the goalie for 9 yards, get the first down here on a run by Bogner. And, again, just keep an eye on it. Especially, it looks like right now, Heyman's going to be singled up here on this side of the field. If he gets singled up, they can't defend him.
1st and 10, under 10 minutes to play now in the game. Bogner takes it, fakes the handoff to Frisch, steps up, chucks it again deep and incomplete. Nice play. Yep, trying to find Heyman, but Shoemaker in the tracks there and breaks up the pass.
Well, like I said, same play they scored on. He just rolls, takes that half roll to the left, and then comes back and throws it to the right deep on the post pattern by Heyman. And just good job breaking it up.
2nd and 10, 9:47 to play here in the game. 14-12, Calvert leading, screen pass set up. Here's Frisch, catches it at the 45, across midfield to the other 45, now to the 40-yard line, picks up the first down. To Braxton Frisch, the sophomore who's played the majority of this game at running back, also listed at a quarterback. We talked about that at halftime. Maybe he gets involved in the passing game on a trick play. You just never know. Bogner sets up the offense quickly, trips to the left. Heyman wide to the right, the lone wide receiver that way. Bogner rolls towards the left, away from Heyman, throws across his body, incomplete. That was intended for Caleb Bish.
Really tough to do. He was going to his left, and he tried to stop, and he didn't get turned all the way and squared up to Fritz and kind of threw it in the ground.
So 9-10 left here in the game. 2nd and 10 here for the Warriors. Bogner takes the handoff to Frisch, takes it along the right tackle, breaks a couple of tackles, and is spun down for the first down.
Tackled by Morgan.
Morgan on the tackle, but not before. Ben Bogner picks up that first down.
Mohawk's 5th first down in the second half. Starting to move the ball a little bit again.
Ball to the 31-yard line here, 1st and 10 for Mohawk. Now they kind of slow it up just a tad. Bogner, empty set. Heyman towards the left side. And they're going to have a legal motion.
Dead ball, legal procedure against the Warriors. 5-yard penalty remains.
And just as the drive was really starting to get going, kind of stalls for a second, so we'll see if they can make up that difference right here.
Well, it'll be interesting because the other 2 times they've done this, they haven't been able to then pick up the first down. So this down is really key here to see if they can get most of that yardage back.
16 on the clock. 1st and 15. Bogner to pass. Steps up to Chester, right through his hands, and it's picked off. Picked off by Calvert as they take it up to the 37-yard line. It's Billy Klaus right through the hands of Braden Chester. on the replay, maybe just a tad behind him again, but it was a very catchable ball and right into the tracks of Billy Klaus. And that's a huge play here for the Senecas. First turnover of the game for the Warriors. And they would have had a first down on that play had it not been for that drop pass.
Oh, easily, he might have scored. I mean, he was going to catch it on pretty much in stride, and he had a couple yards to run away from Klaus, but Klaus playing tip drill. Seems that Calvert is making a living on tip drill tonight.
Warnament to the 40. And an official's timeout. One of the Calvert offensive linemen looks to be down here. We talked about cramps earlier, so maybe this is one of those opportunities.
Yep, it's cramp. He's pointing his toe. He's trying to stretch it back out.
Well, that's where that summer conditioning kicks in, right?
Just need the Amish stuff, I'm telling you.
What is this Amish stuff?
I think it's mostly vinegar, to be honest, but it sure works for me, and it worked for the couple kids that I gave it to when I was coaching at Fredericktown. But
Gallion leading Wintford 21-14 in the third quarter. Looks like that's about wrapped up in the third.
Looks like Gallion's moving the ball a little bit, but Wintford's made a nice comeback here.
Prosser trying to throw it out. We talked about him a little bit, I think, off the air, but he's a good-looking quarterback, and Gallion has Gabe Ivey, and we're looking forward to that game. I believe we have that next week, the Gallion-Cary matchup.
It was a heck of a game. The last we did a couple of years ago, the year Cary ended up winning the state championship.
Yeah.
But it was a very, very good game, one-score game.
With Hanif Donaldson in there, quarterback for Gallion. And
he ran it about 150 times, I think. And
Jordan Vallejo and the train whistle. You still have nightmares about that train whistle, don't you?
Oh, gosh, yes. Well, that was the game. I was about ready to jump out of the press box if Cary would have threw another pass. It was like, do not work on the passing game, Cary. Let that big boy run it.
For you OH.REPORT folks, we called him the human RV.
Human RV. He was definitely he was a truck. No doubt about it.
That was a load.
Schultz to pass, throws it out wide and incomplete, intended for Carter Wolf. So that'll bring up 3rd and 7. He's surprised by the decision there to throw the football that time. I mean, I guess they've had some success on the tip drill.
You're going to throw it deep and let someone tip it so you can catch it. That's been their most successful play in the passing game.
Now it's 3rd and 7 with 7 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock. 14-12. Tiffin Calvert on top of Mohawk with the football.
Big down for the Mohawk defense and certainly for the Calvert offense as they try to run some clock. But, Mohawk really wants to get their defense off the field.
Schultz back to pass, slings it across the middle, and it's incomplete. This one was tipped up. Kane Heyman in there to break it up.
That time it almost got tipped to Mohawk.
And so now Mohawk will have the football after this potential punt.
Yeah, and they better get it covered because Heyman is a very dangerous returner.
He is standing at his own 30-yard line currently, and now they will set up to punt. Rombach back there. Blocked! They blocked the kick. It's recovered back at the 37, and Mohawk in business.
Mohawk have been close like 3 times in a row. And they're pretty far away this time, and he did a great job of jumping up and get his hand on the ball.
I think that was
64?
64, I think. 64. Garrett Reinhardt. We'll get another look at it here again, and coming off the edge. Yep, Reinhardt. Beautiful block. They've been close the past 2 times, and now they finally, 3rd time's the charm. Now Bogner and company with the ball at the Calvert 37-yard line. Bogner steps back, now steps up and runs across the 35 before he's upended at the 33-yard line. Schumacher in there on the tackle.
Great quarterback draw that time, and had some room. Good first down play.
And about 5 here for the Warriors.
Bogner got 85 yards rushing now. He's getting close to 100.
How many carries?
18.
He's ran the ball quite a bit. He'll run it again. Drag down this time, right around the line of scrimmage. Schumacher in there on the tackle, along with Wolf as well. And that'll bring up 3rd and 5.
Well, they're okay. They got 2 downs. So the whole playbook's open right now.
For the Warriors.
And but again, this might be a good time to hand the ball to Frisch and let him throw one.
Do we save that for the 4th down play?
No, because then they'd expect something like that.
All right. Well, he's standing right to the hip here of Bogner. They do hand it off, but he's going to run straight forward across the 30. He's a couple of yards shy before he's pushed back as Frisch. Again, Wolf in there. And that middle interior defense of Sam Morgan as well. So now 4th and 2. Now is this where you bring it out?
No, you know.
They can do something towards the outside here, I would think.
He's got the line. I'll tell you one thing, he's got the lineup he wants. He's got trips to the field, and he's got Heyman here one-on-one, and he's going to run by this guy.
Bogner runs it wide towards the left, cuts it back in. Bogner's not going to get it. He's not going to get it. Dropped back by Carter Wolf back at the 31-yard line. And there was a host of others in there as well.
Well, he rolled out to the trips, and he just at no point was he going full speed, so he couldn't get outside the pursuit and couldn't find anyone. And big play for the Calvert defense.
5:23 left in the game. Calvert leading 14-12. 1st and 10 from their own 31-yard line. 2 wide receivers towards the left. Schultz in the gun. Hands it. Warnament trying to break it outside. Cannot. Elude the tackle of Mulholland. Gets a couple of yards after turning it up. But 2nd and 8, and the clock continues to run. Under 5 minutes to play now in the game. Schultz once again in the shotgun here. Warnament to his right. Schultz fakes the handoff, runs it himself off the right side, finds a seam, got a huge block. Oh my goodness! The helmet goes flying. That's going to be illegal. It's got to be a blindside block.
Well, you can't crack back in high school football anymore. And this is exactly what happened.
That was, oh my goodness.
That's just dumb. I mean, that's just crazy. It's personal foul. It's 15-yard penalty. Clock stops. You can't crack back ever. And this was crazy.
There's about 10 seconds. My
goodness.
Yeah, that's bad penalty.
The officials are talking out on the field.
They may kick him out even. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, he launched into him. It is a targeting. Helmet to helmet.
Okay, so that's on the ref. You signaled targeting. He initially signaled targeting.
He signaled targeting at first, but it's still whatever they bump the fist with.
There's no targeting in high school football. So it's not a penalty because they don't have targeting. But it was helmet to helmet when he finally hit his head with both fists. Then it's helmet to helmet. But there's no targeting in high school football.
Still second down.
As an illegal helmet.
That's a huge penalty because now it'll be interesting to see if Calvert's going to put the ball up in the air. One, he's thrown 2 interceptions. 2, keep stopping the clock.
4:07 on the clock, 2nd and 20. Now from their own 21, Schultz back to pass, throws it towards the right, slings it incomplete. On the right side, Mohawk was out there defensively. Gavin Barr on the coverage.
Just like I said, now the clock stops because they had to throw the ball. And they're probably going to – it'll be interesting to see what Coach wants to do. I mean, it's 3rd and 20. To be honest, I'd run the ball so they can run some clock.
Mohawk, you're obviously probably going to take the timeout, I would assume, after that. Or let the clock run and have 3 timeouts in your back pocket for your offensive possession. Trips to the left. Empty backfield here for Schultz. They'll spread them out 5 wide. Back to pass. Pressure coming. Throws it deep and overthrows everybody. Incomplete. And that will stop the clock on 4th and 20. You almost think if you're Schultz there, instead of throwing that away, maybe try to pick up a few yards and slide down. Timeout, Calvert.
I think that was the call to make. You got to let the clock run, and because that's what you were saying. I kind of liked calling timeout when there was 3:50 to go or so. I mean, it saves you 40 seconds.
Yeah, and that's what I think. I think you try to run the ball, or not run the ball necessarily, but if you're Schultz there and you don't have an open guy downfield, you at least try to pick up a few yards and slide down and run some clock. And now Calvert takes the timeout to discuss this, and I would assume they want to get their punt formation in line because the last 3 times Mohawk's gotten in there, they get in there one more time and they might block this for a touchdown.
Well, I don't think there's any doubt that's what he's talking about. And the big question is now, do you actually try to block a punt? I'm not sure they've been putting a punt block on. It's just that they're so shallow with his drop and the snap's so slow that they're able to get in there. If they try to block the punt, then you worry about running into the kicker. And I think in high school football there is no running into the kicker. It's just 15-yard penalty of first down.
So 4th and 20. They do bring some pressure. They get it away. Heyman. And he's going to run back. This is a beautiful punt all the way inside the 25. Heyman picks it up and then is immediately tackled and dragged down by Billy Klaus. Huge punt. Huge turn of the field. And there will be, it looks like, a sideline warning here against Mohawk.
Sideline warning against Mohawk.
But nevertheless, that punt fielded back at the 25, and Heyman immediately brought down. He's lucky he didn't fumble that football.
The biggest problem is I think he could have caught it over his shoulder, and he should have tried at least because there wasn't anyone around him. And, then he kind of waited and thought he was going to be able to just run by a guy. And, the guy broke down pretty good and hit him. And so now they got a long field, but it's kind of when they've been at their best is when they've had a long field.
So this drive is probably for the ball game with 3 minutes and 41 seconds left. Mohawk trailing by 2 at 14-12. They have it 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line. They'll split out 2 wide to the left. Bogner, the lone man in the backfield. Bogner, inside handoff to Frisch. Frisch turns it back up over the 25 to the 27. Schumacher with the tackle, but there is a player down here for Calvert. And this will give Mohawk time to kind of coordinate what their next play is here as well without taking up any time on the clock. Yeah, it looks like another cramp to me. As we're getting, towards the end of the game here in this 4th quarter, and both teams kind of, they have a lot of two-way players, so this is where it turns into cramps a lot of times, or some of those other injuries.
No matter how much you tell them all week before the game to drink more water, they don't. Some of them just don't, And
is that kind of like a first game thing where you're doing that more often than you would throughout the rest of the season? Or what do you say as a head coach coming into week 1 compared to, kids over the summer probably obviously trying to get back into shape for the season and whatnot, but how do you kind of control that throughout before week 1, even, a couple weeks into training camp?
Well, I coach with guys that, sent stuff home to their parents and said, you have to make them drink fluids during the week. They either got to drink sport drinks or they got to drink water. And encouraging them, to just continue to tell them, because, they just don't, they're not used to doing it. And they just got to have enough fluids in them to try to prevent cramps. And then there's some kids that get them anyways. And it's just, they don't have a lot of fat on their bodies, and so they get muscle cramps.
3:31 here left in the game. And I tell you, I had a huge cramp a couple weeks ago just watching a movie, so,
I get him laying in bed. How in the heck? I'm sleeping. How can I wake up with a cramp? For goodness sakes, it's not like I was moving.
You need to take your own advice and take that Amish stuff.
Oh, I do. Trust me. Then I go straight to the kitchen. Well, now it's sitting on top of my desk in my bedroom. Get my shot glass out, fill it with water. Cramps gone in a minute.
None of you like the mustard packs or anything like that?
No way. 2nd and 7 here for Mohawk. Bogner rolls out towards the left, cuts it back, and no room at all, like Tim said. Billy Klaus in there again. He's played a heck of a game here defensively. Had the interception on the last possession for Mohawk, had the tackle of Kane Heyman on that punt return, and now blows up this play to Bogner.
Yeah, this is a huge play, obviously. I would imagine if they don't get it, they're going to have to go for it.
3rd and 8 with 2:50 to play. Trailing by 2. Bogner back to pass. Pressure coming. Steps up, rolls out, throws it into no man's land. There's about 2 defenders back there for Calvert, and Schumacher and Logan DeMoss. That pass broken up by both of them. And now it is 4th and 8 with 2:42 to play. You still have all 3 timeouts. But what do you do here if you're Mohawk?
Well, it's going to show right here how much confidence Coach Daniels has in this offense, because they haven't really moved the ball great this whole second half other than the one play. And so, if you use all 3 timeouts, you still have none on offense.
Bogner rolling towards his left, steps up. He's got a seam. He gets a block, and he gets enough for the first down and pushes his way forward across the 35 to the 39. Bogner once again does it with his legs.
Massive play there. He saw that seam, but then he still had to break a tackle to get the first down. He ran a guy over and spins and twists and turns, gets first down. Huge play.
1st and 10 with 2 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock. 3 wide receivers to the right. Bogner steps up, runs it himself again, dragged down, and then gain tackled at the 42-yard line. DeMoss in there on the tackle for a safety position that time. Came up and grabbed Bogner and just dragged him down. 1:52 left here in the game. 2nd down and 7 from their own 43. Bogner in the gun. Fakes the handoff. Runs it towards the left side. Bogner across the 45. Finds a burst. Bogner over midfield. Bowling over defenders across the 45 to the 44 for another Warrior first down. Just kept the legs churning. Kept going, just stiff-arming his way across the 45, and this offense is thriving right now with Bogner running the football.
Ran 2 guys over. He's breaking tackles. He's doing it all right now.
1:20 to play in the game. Bogner to pass, looking, throws it across the middle of the field. Dangerous pass, and this time Chester makes the catch across the 30-yard line, redeems himself to the 29. with 1:10 on the clock. Now 1 minute left in the game. 1st and 10 from the 29. Mohawk. Back to passes Bogner. Rolls towards his right. Throws it on the outside to Heyman, and he makes the catch to the 22, it looks like, for Kane Heyman.
Heyman with the catch.
And he got out of bounds as well with 49 seconds on the clock. Still 3 timeouts here for the Warriors.
Phenomenal job. I think they would have given Kane
I thought he waited too long, but Heyman tiptoed on the sideline and got the catch.
2 wide receivers towards the left. Mulholland to the right. Bogner runs it this time across the 20. Looks like he picks up the first down, maybe.
Bogner with the
They're stopping the clock.
And they are calling a timeout with 42 seconds to play in the game, and it may have been just shy of a first down, actually. And it looks like it's around the 20-yard line. I thought he had enough for the first down there, but there's a 3rd down signal on the far sideline on the marker. Look at the replay here. It looks like he got plenty enough for the first down across that 20-yard line, but they're marking it right at the 20. Looked like the forward progress would have had him at the 19. But nevertheless,
Obviously, the big problem Mohawk has is they've missed both their extra points, so it's not like they're going to kick a field goal. And so they got to score a touchdown.
They did kick a field goal last year against Tiffin Calvert, but I don't think you take that chance here. But 3rd and 1. First, critically, you probably just try to pick up this first down.
Well, they got 2 timeouts left, so get the first down, and then their problem is they don't seem to, they haven't put in their 2-minute offense, and they're not signaling the plays in real quick, or they've switched formations a couple times and things, and so they got to speed up.
42 seconds on the clock. 3rd and 1. Bogner takes the snap, runs it forward, gets the first down and more inside the 20-yard line, spun down at the 15. Clock stops at 36 seconds to reset. So 1st and 10 inside the 15. Now the clock's rolling, and they got to get it going. Mulholland towards the left of Bogner. Trips to the left. Bogner with the snap, rolls towards his left. Now steps up. Now he'll go all the way to the right. Inside the 10. Bogner trying to get out of bounds, and he does not. Clock stops. Timeout called with 14 seconds on the clock.
Another Calvert guy just went down, 2 are down now with cramps.
You mentioned it. He should have tried to get out of bounds.
I thought he should have just tried to run straight out of bounds instead of getting an extra yard. At this point, the clock is more important than an extra
1 yard, and when you're at the 10.
Yeah.
It'll be 2nd down and about 5. So they can still get one more first down without scoring the touchdown. But right now, with 14 seconds, with 1 timeout left, you probably have time for, if you get out of bounds, maybe 3 or 4 plays, but that's almost pushing it too with 4 plays.
Well, I think, again, they don't have a 2-minute offense. So it's not like they've practiced running up, spiking the ball, doing the other things, doing all the different things. So they haven't got that put in, which is not a big deal. It's first game of the year. But, the problem is they got 1 timeout left, so they can run the ball. Bogner can still run the ball 1 more time. But I would kind of like to just get him on the perimeter, rolling out somewhere. Even put the trips to the field right here. But it looks like he's going to go 2 by 2. But I would just roll him out here to the right, throw us some kind of stop route or something to Heyman. Tell Heyman to run to the end zone, turn around, and make a play.
14-12, Calvert on top. 14 seconds to play. 1 timeout left for Mohawk on a 2nd and 5 from the Calvert 9. Bogner back to pass, rolling towards his right, steps up, throws towards the corner. It's caught. Touchdown!
Plus he got held. That was an unbelievable play by him. He got held so bad Then he ripped away from the guy, got his toes in the corner of the end zone, caught the ball.
Kane Heyman in the corner, and they're going to call it back. Pass interference.
They're calling offensive interference?
Interference.
Why don't you call the hold? Run that. We got to see that one more time. Okay.
I mean, you said it. He had to rip away from the guy, and in the process of being held, kind of pushed off.
But right there, he's getting held at that point. Yeah, he had to tear away from him.
So we're going to replay second down now with 9 seconds left. Push this ball back all the way to the 24-yard line, and Calvert's going to call a timeout. Let's go ahead and take one as well. 9 seconds to play here in the game. Calvert 14, Mohawk 12. We'll be right back.
Are you ready for the comeback?
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Casasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, it just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Casasa.
Yeah, it's the comeback. Are you ready for the comeback?
Back here on WBCO along with the OH report and a critical call in a moment with 9 seconds left. Kane Heyman in the corner of the end zone makes the catch in what seemed like the go-ahead touchdown, and then they call it back with pass interference.
Well, and he did push off at the end, but he got held the whole time he ran it. I mean, as soon as he took off, the guy just grabbed onto his jersey and held him all the way into the end zone and was still holding him. So he pushed off to get away from him, caught the ball, and then they called offensive pass interference.
9 seconds left here on 2nd and 18. Mohawk still with one timeout.
I mean, at least you got to call offsetting penalties.
Yeah.
At the worst. Yeah.
Which results in a replay
Replayed
of down.
So they'd still be on the 9-yard line instead of 24, throwing the ball into the end zone.
And again, rolls out towards his left, looking. And he's across the line of scrimmage. He better just run out of bounds with no time on the clock, and it falls incomplete. And that's going to do it. And Bogner was across the line of scrimmage when he threw the pass, and it didn't matter anyway because time ran out. So that's going to do it. And that was a heartbreaker for Mohawk. Thought they had the win in the final seconds. A penalty calls it off. And they will think about this one for a long time here in Sycamore. Final score, Calvert 14, Mohawk 12. Stay tuned. We'll come back and wrap this one up right after this.
Are you ready for the comeback?
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Casasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Casasa.
Time now for our Danners Towing and Recycling MVP as the OH Report takes this back over thanks to WPCO. but our MVP tonight, Jacob Rombach, the game-winning 43-yard touchdown tip drill touchdown as Calvert wins this one 14-12. Jacob, you got to take me through the play. That was crazy, and it turned out to be the game winner.
Yeah, I was running as hard as I can, got inside of him, and bounced off the defender's shoulders, and the ball just landed right in my pouch. So I just took it to the end zone, and I was so hype.
Last year, you guys had a big second half and kind of ran away with it. You helped out there, but this was a gut check win. It came down to the last seconds. Just take me through that final drive. Mohawk had a couple big conversions, a fourth down conversion, but you guys bend but not break and finally get the win.
Yeah, we were really just trying to stop them. That fourth down, I think we had really killed us, third downs, but a couple of our guys had some cramps, injuries, so some of our second team players really had to step up, and they did, and yeah.
You guys made it to the playoffs last year. You fell to a good Lima Central Catholic squad, but you returned some players this year. What are the expectations, especially after a big win like this in week one?
Yeah, I mean, you're always aiming for the playoffs, but you just got to take one game at a time. We're focused on week 2 right now, not trying to look too far ahead.
All right, and finally, as always, if you want to give anybody a shout-out, go for it, my friend.
Shout out to my family, coaches, teammate, and Seneca Nation. There's a lot of people here today, and I appreciate the support.
There you have it, tonight's MVP, Jacob Rombach, the game-winning 43-yard tip drill touchdown pass. And you get an extra day to celebrate, too, playing on Thursday night. Congratulations, man.
Thank you, sir.
All right, we'll take a break and wrap things up after this.
Are you ready for the comeback?
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Casasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Casasa.
Back here in Sycamore to wrap things up tonight. Your final score, one more time, 14-12 in favor of Calvert. Jacob Rombach, after the Warriors took the lead, that big tip drill, 43-yard touchdown, and then the defense really came up big. Don't know about that final call. Big controversial call. We don't know. It could have gone either way, but you know what? That's why they play the game. Calvert gets the stop on the final play, and they win it 14-12 as we take a look at the stats here tonight. 17 first downs to 12. Passing yards, Mohawk 230, 124 for Calvert. 99 rush yards for Calvert, 136 for Mohawk. Mohawk outgained Tiffin Calvert tonight. .366 yards to 223. 2 turnovers each. Penalties not that much for either side. So that'll do it for opening night. But guess what, folks? Since we are here on a Thursday, we got a packed set of games for you tomorrow night. 5 live streams, 2 highlights. I'll be down at Highland High School as Centerburg hosts Utica. We have 4 other big games on your live streams and then a couple highlights as well. And don't forget tomorrow night, the first edition, Week 1 edition of the Friday Night Pigskin. Myself, Brian Skoronsky, a couple other guests, Madeline Zazzuto as well. Interviews, highlights from our live streams, and much more coming up tomorrow night around 11:30, between 11:30 and 12 tomorrow night. But that will do it here from Sycamore. I want to thank everybody that helped make things possible tonight. Jared Moore, Tim Byrie, great job for the WBCO crew. We'll be working with them at WQEL all season long. Madeline Zazzuto, amazing jobs. Look for her highlights tomorrow night of Black River in Hillsdale. I want to thank Danner's Towing and Recycling for being our MVP, as well as our commercial sponsors, Sutton Bank, Construction LLC as well. our commercial sponsors. I want to thank the fine folks here at Mohawk High School for allowing us to be here tonight, as well as the OHSAA for allowing us to bring you these live streams live and free for you. And once again, shout out to Crawford County Now, WBCO, WQEL for allowing us to team up once again this season. That'll wrap it up. For Jared Moore, Tim Byrie, Madeline Zudo, I'm Travis Berardi saying so long from Sycamore.